I think anybody who lives in America has been influenced by American music in one way, form, fashion, or another, whether they like it or not.
Everybody shares and is enlightened by the things that they enjoy.
When I was about 20, my parents gave me my big break and allowed me to move to New York City. And I lived there for 11 years, but that's where I started my band.
I started singing when I was about 7 or 8 years old. It was mariachi, it was accordion music.
When I first started playing, I was really influenced by what I was watching on television.
They're either a Beatles fan or they're an Elvis fan.
But once, you know, I heard about the Beatles, well, it was all over. If it were not for the Beatles, I wouldn't be doing this.
That and like 50s.
I use music extensively, like almost every day. I read whenever I'm reading it to suck me in even deeper and clear out my brain. I'll put on melodies that I really think pertain to what I'm reading.
My parents bought me and my brother one guitar.
My situation is very unique in that my family is a bunch of family of musicians on both sides of on my mom's side and on my dad's side.
What really attracted me to rock and roll was the sense of freedom.
Having that little bit of a Latin or Hispanic or island, whatever you call it, having that, we love that feel.
I think when I started thinking about why I wanted to do a film or to do this album, the thing that really got to me was, Nashville was such a great experience for me, but it also showed me that there was such a different world out there. And growing up in South Texas, I grew up speaking English first, and I didn't really know I was different. I never knew I was different until I went to Nashville.
I had studied as a kid classical guitar. The music really attracted me, music of Spain attracted me. And I had studied at the Royal Academy of Music after seeing Andres Segovia.
We were exposed to a lot of the island feels.
Then things kind of like, I started hearing some other things here, some English rock, some blues, jazz, banda. And then by my teens, it was basically full-fledged Tejano music, like Tex-Mex.
And I had never experienced racism or discrimination of any kind, and I had spoken Spanish. My family had spoken Spanish. When my parents wanted to say things that the kids didn't understand, they spoke Spanish. But every other time, it was always English. So none of the kids really learned to speak Spanish. So when I went to Nashville, people came up to me and said, what kind of colored are you, or what are you, or I really didn't even know how to answer that question, and I never knew I was different until then. I guess when I looked in the mirror, I didn't see Mexican American or Latino. I never even knew that those words existed.